Now, shifting focus here, we're looking at barely 11 months into Karnataka elections and we're seeing polarization peaking in Karnataka. A fresh video, a very shocking video has now emerged of Hindu fringe group, Sri Ram Sene leaders, wielding swords, making some provocative statements in their speech. In fact, the speech that was made about 2 days ago shows the Sri Ram Sene members brandishing swords and giving an open call for violence against the Muslim community. At this event here, we see that the Sri Ram Sene, while they speak on a mic, the leader of Sri Ram Sene, Rajachandra Ramanagowda, has called for love Kesari to counter love Jihad. He makes an open call to murder any of those Muslim men who touch Hindu women, and also says, threatens to cut off their private parts. And here the outrage, of course, over the three leaders have been booked for their statements after outrage grew over their comments that was made on an open stage. Now we're looking at open calls of threat that's been made, while at a time we see a hijab showdown, then a halal face-off, and then an Azan row that erupted. Here's another video that's now really shaken the state of Karnataka, while 11 months away that the state faces elections. These flashpoints in Karnataka leads to really concerning, some worries there coming from that state, which could go to polls, is going to polls 11 months from now, but could face a real serious communal situation. We're looking at Chief Minister Basuraj Bommai that's declared there is no communal issue. That's what Chief Minister said, that there is no communal issue, but fringe elements are making provocative speeches. Let's take a listen what this man on your video here says while he threatens the minority community.
Love Jihad Allah. ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಕತ್ತರಿಸಿ ಹಾಕೋಣ ನಿಜ ಕತ್ತರಿಸಬೇಕು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತಲ್ವಾರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬನಾಯಂಗೆ ಮಂದಿರ
ಯಾವುದೋ ಧರ್ಮನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯುದ್ಧನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಾನೂನು ಸುವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನು ಕೈಗೆತ್ತಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಕಠಿಣ ಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಕೆಲವರು ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಿಂದ ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಗಮನಿಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ, ಹಿಂದೂ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮರು ಒಂದೇ ತಾಯಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಂತೆ ಬಾಳಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ. ಯಾರೋ ಕೆಲವು ಕಿಡಿಗೇಡಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಟಿ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದಾದರೂ ಇಂಥ ಐತವಾದ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ನಡೆದಂತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಬಾಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಸಹಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಸಹ ಅವರಿಗೆ.
Let me quickly cut across to Nolan Pinto joining us from Bengaluru. Nolan, these shocking visuals showing Sri Ram Sene wielding swords in Raichur. It leaves me literally, leaves shivers down my spine to think that these are men, Sri Ram Sene workers who are out there brandishing swords and giving out open calls for violence against people of the minority community. In fact, they've also quoted MLA Basangaud Patil, who is supposedly supporting them in their activities. Give us an understanding, what has the Sri Ram Sene people said in that open stage event while they call for violence against the minority community, and who are those people who have been arrested? We know that they've been booked. Have they been arrested?
Well, Nabila, we must remember what Vijaypura MLA from the BJP, Basankoda Patil Yatnal, had stated after the Dharwad incident. Everyone knows what happened there when Sri Ram Sene activists went and, overthrew all those watermelons outside the Hanuman temple because a Muslim vendor was actually selling the fruits over there.
Yeah.
Now, he's the one who actually came out and spoke, saying that this was but tit for tat. This was a reaction to an action to what happened in Kolar.
Yeah.
Now, that is what they're actually referring to over here. Now, in this particular speech, brandishing talwars on the stage, on the podium over there, telling others that in case you see incidents of love jihad or of Muslim women trying to get Muslim men, I beg your pardon, trying to get Hindu women, then do not stop, do not dance with swords, but actually use the swords. It was an open call for violence over there, stating that you go ahead and hurt their private parts also. I mean, this is what they have said. No doubt the police over there in Raichur have actually registered FIRs, but the question still remains that FIRs are being registered everywhere when incidents like this take place,
but
regardless
no arrest.
of which community actually does something wrong. But yes, that's the thing. Does it actually translate into arrests? That we don't hear of.
And that's highly unfortunate because this is scary. Here you have a bunch of men wielding swords, threatening a certain community in anticipation of any kind of violence. They're already giving out calls to murder people of the minorities if at all they touch their women. This is absolutely shameful coming in from the state of Karnataka. And so far they've been booked, but not a single arrest. A lot of answers that need to come in from the Karnataka government on this. Nolan, thank you very much for joining us. Now we see that communal storm in the state of Karnataka has peaked. This comes just 11 months ahead of elections in Karnataka, and we see situations like this unfolding on almost a regular basis. Days after halal, hijab face-off, we see that fringe groups now demanding ban on Azan over loudspeakers, and then a lot of them asking for Muslim traders to be boycotted. These are scenes coming in from polarized Karnataka. Let's take a look.
First, the stir over hijab. Then the face-off over halal. Then Muslim traders were barred from Hindu fairs. Yet another communal issue plagues the state of Karnataka. Hindu fringe groups in the state are demanding a ban on the speakers installed in mosques for Azan or the call to prayer. The groups claim the Azan on loudspeakers is a disturbance for residents.
अवैध रूप से मस्जिद के ऊपर जो लाउड स्पीकर लगाया गया है उसको तुरंत हटाना है और जो भी लोग यह नियम का उल्लंघन करते हैं उसके ऊपर कठोर कार्रवाई हो.
With Karnataka elections slated for 2023, divisive issues are taking center stage. An all-out political face-off has erupted over the demand to ban Azan. The opposition has questioned the ruling BJP government in the state for its silence over the recent communal controversies.
Silence from government. In other words, actually, they are encouraging this group. They are the antisocial elements here. Actually, how they moving in Karnataka by circulating the pamphlets that don't encourage particular communities halal issue. Why they have not actually arrested them? They are disturbing the Karnataka's peaceful harmony.
The Karnataka government denies any discrimination against minorities under their watch, but add that supporters of Pakistan will not be spared.
ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಕುಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಿನಿಂದಲೇ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಸಿಎಂ ಮೌನಿ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈ ನೋಸ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. RSSನವರು, ಬಜರಂಗ ದಳದವರು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲನೂ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಹತ್ತಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ
They are really hypocrites. Who started hijab? And why didn't raise their voice against the people who started hijab? And who violated the court orders? Why were they silent then? It is the Congress vote bank politics is creating all these problems.
ಬಸ್ಸು ಓಡಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೆಸಿಬಲ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಸೌಂಡ್ ಪೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೆಸಿಬಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಘರ್ಷಣೆಗೆ, ಲಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ.
The principal opposition, Congress, has accused the BJP of not acting to preserve harmony. In the neighbouring state Maharashtra, the Raj Thackeray-led MNS has threatened to play Hanuman Chalisa on loudspeakers if the ones installed at mosques are not removed. Even as Raj Thackeray made this threat, one of his party workers followed through. Mahendra Bhanushali was detained after he installed loudspeakers on a tree and started playing Hanuman Chalisa in suburban Mumbai's Chandiwali area. After Bhanushali's arrest, the Mumbai police took down the loudspeakers. After halal and hijab, loudspeaker politics is testing the social fabric. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, amid this steaming controversy over the hijab ban in Karnataka and then further the Azan ban, we're looking at Muslim vendors who are now facing a boycott extensively. Right outside temple fairs, we saw some of the right-wing groups who forced themselves and in fact literally attacked some of those Muslim vendors who are selling fruits and doing business along the temple areas. Karnataka government has, of course, really backed this ban. They say that Congress says it will disrupt the communal harmony in the state, while Karnataka government says that they will look into it to see that Muslim traders will not trade during Hindu fairs and festivals. Nolan and Nagarjun with more on that.
The temple festival season has started in Karnataka. This time, the fairs that attract huge crowds and provides livelihoods to small traders are caught in a controversy. It started in Udupi, where the Hosa Marigudi temple banned Muslim traders from taking part in the fair. According to locals, right-wing activists forced the temple committee to exclude the Muslim community.
ಇವತ್ತು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಜಾತ್ರಾ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದೂಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲದವರಿಗೆ ಹಿಂದೂಯೇತರರಿಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅವಕಾಶ ನೀಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂಬುದನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಣಯವನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ನಿರ್ಣಯವನ್ನು ವಿಶ್ವ ಹಿಂದೂ ಪರಿಷತ್ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಹಿಂದೂಯೇತರರಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರುವಂಥ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಬಾರದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಕಾನೂನು ಇದೆ.
Soon many temples across the state started banning non-Hindus from temple fairs. Among them is the Mahalingeshwara temple in Puttur Taluk, where the annual fair is scheduled to start on April 20th. The temple authorities have banned non-Hindus from bidding in auction for stalls.
ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂದಾಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ನೋಡಿ ನಾವು ಅಗತ್ಯ ಕ್ರಮನ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರು ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದು ವೈಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಯಮಗಳ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೂಚನೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇನಾದರೂ ನಮಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಆದರೆ ನಂತರ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಏನು ಕಾನೂನು ಕ್ರಮ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ.
The Karnataka government has defended the ban, while the opposition has questioned it.
ಹಿಜಾಬಿನ ತೀರ್ಪಿನ ನಂತರ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆದೇಶದ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ನಡೀತು. ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಅಂಗಡಿಗಳನ್ನ ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ನಡೀತು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಮಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮನೋವೃತ್ತಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಜನರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಕ್ರೋಶ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಆಗಿದೆ.
It's unfortunate that the UP culture is coming to Karnataka. These fairs are not happening now. It's been traditionally happening for close to a century. And it's unfortunate that the narratives of the government are now flowing into public, and the discrimination is happening in education, in economic activities and society at large. I think we'll be taking this issue up.
The ruling BJP itself appears divided. Two lawmakers have questioned the state government's stand.
ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಬೇಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ತಪ್ಪ. ಅದಾಗ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅವಕಾಶ ಪೂರ ಅದ. ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿ
Now a group of activists have written to the governor and chief minister calling the ban on Muslim traders a shameful attempt to create hatred. They have urged the government to prevent the boycott. The BJP government under Basavaraj Bommai has taken a hard line on several issues in recent months. It has backed the hijab ban, first announced by a few colleges. It is planning to include the Bhagavad Gita in the school curriculum. The government is also set to tone down the glorification of Tipu Sultan and include his atrocities in the textbooks. This has made many wonder if BJP is planning to make strident Hindutva its calling card in the assembly elections next year. With Nolan Pinto and Nagarjun in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, after this massive debate over hijab, then halal, then Azan, and Muslim traders being banned, we're looking at Karnataka government planning to walk the footprints of the Gujarat government now as the BJP government in the state, mulling over including Bhagavad Gita in school curriculum. Let's have a quick look at this report.
After massive hijab row in Karnataka, the state could be facing another divisive debate. Taking cue from the Gujarat government, the BJP government in the state is thinking of including Bhagavad Gita in the school curriculum. The government says the aim behind introducing the Hindu scripture is to improve the morale of students. The state education department says a final decision will be taken after consulting Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai. In Gujarat, the Bhupender Bhai Patel-led government has decided to make the Bhagavad Gita a part of the curriculum of state-run schools from class 6th to 12th. There, the scripture will be explained to students and the teaching process will include debates, plays and quizzes. The Congress has hit out at the Bommai government, calling the move a political gimmick.
Mr. Nagesh doesn't know, he's a very new man. Mr. Kengal Hanumantaya, when he was the chief minister, he printed a book of Bhagavad Gita for 2 rupees and distributed all over the state. Already in our earlier school days syllabus, there are a lot of issues which is a part of Bhagavad Gita in our syllabus. There is nothing new.
The Aam Aadmi Party also launched a scathing attack on the BJP.
जो पढ़ा रहे हैं गीता, सबसे पहले तो वो अपने जीवन में अमल में तो लाएं। काम करते हैं रावण वाले और बात करते हैं गीता की।
The latest move to include Bhagavad Gita in school curriculum comes amid the ongoing controversy in the southern state over the government's order prohibiting students from wearing hijab in educational institutes. Bureau Report, India Today.